So I wasn't talking about the microphone that I use, which I use for all my assignments, right? When I travel to the Arctic to film and photograph polar bears, when I went to the jungles of Chiang Mai for elephants, I use this mic. It's a pretty neat mic. I won't go through the details anymore because I'm not particularly sure which part you guys got and which parts you missed. But one thing I do want to shed light on is our fundraising campaign. We are selling trucker caps to fund season 2 of the show, right? So we are ending this show on June 29, our 22nd episode, and we are trying to sell these caps this early, so that we have a bit of budget to launch season 2 probably later this year. We have great plans for behind the shot. Right now, we have these trucker caps. One is for behind the shot, and one is for my gear review show, Hammerhead Gearhead. And caps retail at 550 bucks. And right now on pre-order, they are at 500 pesos each. They should be available in 8 weeks. So in as much as I want to continue doing this show, it does come with a bit of a cost. The main reason I'm doing this show is because I want to give a sort of entertainment, do my little bit for those who are staying home, who are on lockdown, and also to help promote and amplify these very talented photographers, videographers, and filmmakers that we have here on the show, especially our guest today. So if this is something that you like, you can visit my website, noelguevara.com, and the merchandise is there. So there you go. Okay, now I'll go back and introduce our guest again. She is probably the only guest in the history of the show, the 11 episodes, that I'm going to be introducing twice. Right. So sadly, no one heard the first part except me and her. Okay, so our guest for today is a landscape and travel photographer. She is the managing partner of Urban Pros Manila since 2015. They distribute MagMod, a brand that I use, and Leophoto H&Y magnetic filter system. She took photography seriously in 2008 after a basic seminar with FPPF. Landscape photography started in 2009, and she is a member of Zone 5 Camera Club, which is the second oldest club. In terms of exhibits, she has done one in March 2019 called From the Lens of Eve with 4 other female photographers. She is also an annual exhibitor at Lightscapes at Graphic Expo. She has been featured in Manila Bulletin, Picture Perfect in 2012, and iMag and DPP Magazine. So before I bring her out, so I'm excited because she's our first female guest, right? So we were looking for a guest for this week, for Landscape Photography Week. So I consulted with Chris Magsino, who was on this show last Monday, and his brother Win, and also VJ Villafranca, who was here last week, documentary photographer. And we all saw her work, and we said, oh, she's very talented. We want her on board, and we want to hear her stories. But thing is, when I messaged her on Instagram and Facebook, she didn't even give me the benefit of a zine zone. She didn't actually pay attention to any of my texts or my messages or add friends. Yeah, she's she's reacting now, and so I had to ask Chris Magsino to grease the gears a bit and introduce me. And finally, we are here on her ambush interview show. Yes, so my wife is saying refreshing to see a lady on the show finally. So there you go. All right, so let's bring out this much anticipated guest, Miss Jen Perez. Come out. You are on screen. You are live. Hi, Jen.
Hey, finally. Hello.
There.
Hello, Noel. Thanks for having me.
Of course,
Thanks
the
for making kulit.
ambush interview nga to, di ba? So it's funny because we were talking about it earlier that we had no technical difficulties and now we have one. And Jen and I were also talking about that recent Zoom of Lord of the Rings, where it was bookended by Pippin actually doing a song at the end. So Jen is game to do a song at the end of this episode. I have a -1 for that.
I didn't say anything.
So Jen, what do you call this? So you started professionally in 2008 after a seminar, but in just a year's time, you were already into landscape. Was it something that you had your eye on ever since?
Yes, but I wasn't really sure. So I tried the issue to get help me to. I searched for different courses. But ano talaga landscape eh. Kasi I, although if it's
Right. Okay, Jen. They couldn't hear you now a bit. Maybe baka there's a way we could. How's that? Better?
How about now?
Is that better, guys? Heard zone ka daw. Oh my gosh. My audio is going well. There should be something coming out from your end. Uh,
Okay naman.
okay, stand by, guys. I'll just fix this real quick.
Oh no, what happened? Hi guys, can you hear me? Send me a Deity mic daw.
Try it again. Can you say hi to your fans and let me know?
Hi, hi everyone. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Noel, for inviting me. I hope you can hear me now.
Yes,
Ayan.
mahinhin daw. So
Yes.
we had to fix something lang again with Zoom. Oh
Nashy,
my gosh.
nashy.
Okay, nagpile up lahat. All right. Sige, so
Nashy
Jen,
yung...
mahinhin daw kasi. So Jen was telling me she is an introvert, so maybe that is why. So na-heard zone rin tayo, Jen. Okay, so can you
May
please go back
mic was quiet.
and let us know how that fascination with landscape started?
It started when I enrolled in a Chasing Light. It was during the time in 2009. That was the first landscape workshop here in the Philippines. So after that, I became so fascinated kasi you don't have to deal with other clients. There's no talking involved,
Yeah.
just shooting.
Right.
Kasi before that, I tried venturing a little bit into wedding photography and portraiture, and it was really exhausting talking with a lot of people the whole day.
Okay, I feel you. Okay. Okay, so that's why I focused on landscape.
Yeah.
Okay, that's one of the reasons I focused on wildlife also. So perfect. And then, uh, so how did it start for you? So after that seminar, where was this first location that you went to start off with landscape photography?
It was in Batangas, in Payong Payong Point.
Okay,
It's a famous sea stock. I think most of the photographers have been there, so I'm sure they're pretty familiar with the place.
okay. Before we move on to your first photo, can you tell us a bit about your kit? What do you use? The camera, the lens.
Right now, I'm using a Fujifilm system, mirrorless. I started in 2009 using Nikon. Sorry, I changed earlier on.
Okay lang.
Kasi during the time, that was yung entry level kasi that was the cheapest bargain. And then I shifted to Canon for a
Mm-hmm.
bit because of the exposure simulation live view.
Okay.
And then I shifted to Fuji kasi it's lightweight
Okay.
mirrorless. So right now I have the X-T2, the X-T1, and my lenses for landscapes, I mainly use the 8 to 16 mm, the
Mm-hmm.
10-24. And then for telephoto, I have the 55 to 200 and the 100 to 400.
Okay, so it looks like a very well-rounded kit. So the photos that you sent me, actually, I was so impressed with the photos that you sent, and
Thank you.
all of them have great stories behind them. So we have one from Iceland, that's our first, and then you have one from Inner Mongolia, and then you have another one from Beijing, from the Great Wall. So can you set up this first photo that we are going to show?
Okay. Yeah. This was shot in Iceland, obviously, but the place was called Breitha Mercuriocul. It's a glacial plain that's part of a much bigger ice cap. It's called Vatnajökull, which is the biggest in Iceland and the second largest in Europe.
Okay.
So, itong ice cave na to, ice caves kasi are located underneath glaciers. So, in going to this area, we did a bit of a hike, like around 30 to 45 minutes from the parking. But it wasn't difficult naman, at
Okay.
least for this particular ice cave.
Okay. And
Mhm.
who is that at the in the frame?
That's one of our guides.
Okay.
That was accidental. He was an accidental model. He wasn't supposed to be there, but I decided to shoot him na rin kasi it kind of um, the human element gave an interesting parang it gave a bit of sense of a scale to
Uh-huh.
the photo, and also that emotional factor to the
Okay.
shot.
Yeah.
So and I think this shot, I consider this shot one of a kind kasi ice caves kasi are seasonal. They're
Mm-hmm.
only accessible during the winter. So during the summer they get flooded,
Right.
and when
Oh, it's
the
interesting.
next winter comes, either the same ice cave is still existing, but the form is totally changed, no, because of the meltwater.
Right.
It carves out a different ice cave. So either it's still there or it's completely ruined. So for
Wow.
this one, yeah, I consider this one of a kind kasi I waited. The ice cave that we went was pretty narrow
Mm-hmm.
that time. So and we were 8 in our group. So it was difficult to take an empty shot without having someone else in your frame.
That's true. Okay.
So I waited until everyone left, and then I took this shot. I think there were about 2 or 3 of us left in the game, and then I took this shot. And then
Okay.
the guide was actually signaling me to tara na, let's
Tara na.
go.
Okay.
Then I told him one more shot, but he didn't leave.
Okay.
He was still standing there. So I included him in my team,
So he
and
was
it
there for
turned out I
skill na.
really loved this shot. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really nice. Ano. So what you're saying, Jen, is that because of how seasonal the glaciers are and the caves are, you can't shoot the same ice cave formation twice.
Yes, most
If
likely.
you come back,
Mm,
it's no longer there.
yeah.
Okay.
It's
And
either different or it has collapsed na.
okay. And then what were the challenges in trying to take this shot? Sorry, before that, was this a site that you already had in mind that you wanted to go to even prior, or was that something along the way that were just shown to you and you guys took the photos?
Um, well, we didn't know what the caves look like during the ano no
Mm.
before the tour. So my reference during that time was some online pictures that I researched before the trip.
Okay.
And then I was kind of expecting, I was kind of hoping rather na we will be going to a much bigger ice cave kasi I
Okay.
was hoping to shoot like to do if you're familiar with the steel wool photography,
Okay.
like you burn steel wool and then you whip it around, and then with the long exposure, the burning embers, the flying embers, no, creates an interesting pattern
Okay.
because of the
Okay.
long exposure. Yeah, but sadly, when we arrived here, the cave was pretty low and it was small.
Okay.
So I asked the guide if it was still possible, but he said maybe not. So I had to cancel that plan and
Okay.
make the most out of what was there now.
Okay.
But it was good naman.
What was the challenge though? Was it how long was the walk? Was this near lang or was there a trek involved?
From the hotel going to the parking was about 30 minutes ride, and then from the parking going to this ice cave was about 45 minutes. It
Okay.
wasn't a difficult trek, but if if you have like weak knees or lower extremities, you would find it challenging.
I see. Okay. And then you have a host of other supplementary behind the shots photos. So you sent this
Yes.
one over.
Mm. We use this crampons. Actually, they provided it, but if you have one, they would advise you to use the ones with bigger spikes
Okay.
para para mag-embed siya sa ice. So you won't have to slip while walking. Because
Okay.
it's pretty challenging if it's especially if it's your first time. It's pretty challenging walking on ice.
Right. And what was the temperature when you were shooting?
It was around 4 degrees.
4 degrees. So there were
Yeah.
no battery problems naman. Na faster drain.
Medyo. Yeah.
Okay.
Faster day, especially for mirrorless. Yeah. This is one of the guides. It was my accidental model walking on the glacier. That was near the ice cave na.
Okay. This is before the shot.
Yeah,
Okay.
for the shot. And then this is the entrance to the ice cave. The holes there, that's the mouth of the ice cave.
Okay. And then this is what around what time were you did you arrive in
And
the cave?
this was in the morning around 9 a.m.
9 a.m. na. Okay.
The entire tour took about 2.5 hours.
I see.
The hike, the shoot.
Okay. And then but at that time was it possible to get like say a sunrise or sunset shot from that point, or at least for those who are planning to go and try to visit this, what other opportunities are there for them to shoot this? Can they shoot at early morning? Is there a guide going to that place?
If you want to shoot the ice caves, time it with sunrise. There are other ice caves that's easier accessible.
Okay.
They call it the regular ice cave kasi it doesn't involve any hiking.
Okay. Okay. Mas
And
accessible.
pretty much, yeah, you can pretty much park your vehicle right outside the cave. But the problem is since it's easier access, so it tends to get crowded
Right.
during peak seasons kasi visitors prefer it eh. And
Right.
aside from that, it's cheaper.
Okay.
So the much bigger ice cave, there are ice caves kasi that have opening on both sides, or at least one side of the opening is directed towards the direction of the sunrise.
Okay.
You can take advantage of that.
I see. Okay. But that wasn't
Pero
kasi for this one. It is a very
yeah, for
special.
this one, this is a different location.
Okay. And then you have this photo also. I forgot the name for this. Diamond was it
Diamond Beach.
Diamond Beach. Okay. Why
Yeah,
is it called Diamond Beach?
they call it Diamond Beach kasi the icebergs coming from that glacier where we visited, no, the ice cave. Um, when they start to recede, they break off from the glacier, and then the icebergs go to the lagoon. And then from the lagoon, they drift towards the beach, which is this one. And then eventually they break into smaller pieces. They look like crystals. They look like diamonds on the
Wow.
beach. That's why they call the place Diamond Beach.
Okay.
I
And
think I sent you a video.
I
Do you
think
think
there
you
is
can
a
it?
sige, let me check.
Or does it have
But this place is near that ice cave.
somewhat near, but you probably can't walk or hike.
Okay, I see.
Mm-mm.
And then you have this video actually that you sent.
Oh yeah, this is the behind the scenes.
Wow. Okay. So how
So
many of
I was
you were
with,
there in the group?
we were 8
Okay.
for this um in this location, kasi the others they prefer the much easier access cave.
Okay.
So we were 8. I was with some members of the Zone 5 camera
Who
club.
are now in the comments?
Or
Yan nag-
style yata eh.
Okay, I see. And then, is there a season for this? If I want to see it, when is the best time to go?
During winter.
Winter.
Winter only.
Winter,
Yeah.
of course.
It starts, I think, October, late October.
What month did you go?
Went Feb.
Feb.
Yeah,
Okay.
the funny thing was because I haven't experienced snow, so I was really after looking, you know, uh, experiencing snow. So
Okay.
I went to Iceland. But the funny thing was when we were there, the temperature never dropped below zero, so it never really snowed. It was
Okay.
raining all the
Yeah.
time.
Okay. So you should expect that during Feb. that it's mostly raining also.
Not naman. It was ironic lang. It just so happens na, I don't know, for some reason, one of my companions was even saying that probably one of us may balat sa puwet. Kasi we never, kasi and then the funny thing pa, when we left, when we arrived to Manila the following day,
Okay.
it rained,
Again.
it
Okay.
snowed pa. It snowed pretty hard in Iceland, the strongest in 50 years. So, yeah.
Okay. So may nag-comment dito, aminin na sino may balat. So maybe that's why the stream also had a problem, no? We're doing this. So guys, if you have any comments, please just leave them on the YouTube the live comments that we have now, the live chat, and then our guest will si Miss Urban Pros ang magsasagot ng questions niyo. Okay. Ayan. All right. And then so our next photo that we have here naman. So this one this photo that you have, iba naman siya kasi it has wildlife in it.
Yeah, it's not really landscape. This was shot in Bashang grasslands in Inner Mongolia.
Okay.
Yeah, Bashang grasslands kasi is pretty, not naman barren, but it's just a wide vegetation of grass everywhere.
Okay.
As far as your eyes can see. So, shooting horses, I mean, I would rather shoot horses than just a lone tree in the field.
Of course. Okay.
So, so this is mainly the reason for the trip. No, that's why I went to Basha.
For
to
the
shoot
horses.
Yeah.
Okay. Was it difficult traveling to Inner Mongolia?
Not so much. It was a pleasure drive naman. Although it's pretty long. It took us about 11 hours from Beijing
Wow. By car?
by bus.
By bus. Okay. And then it was a tour group again. It was a
Yeah, mostly with Zone 5.
Zone 5. Okay. So and then wow, this is an amazing photo.
Thank you, thank you.
What lens are you using for this, Jen?
For this one, I was using the 100 to 400.
Wow, galing. Okay. And then
I just bought the lens that time just for the trip.
I know the feeling. Okay, so this is a natural occurrence, right? Or is this can you clarify? Is this a staged event or
Well, it's ano ba? It's staged in the sense that the horsemen were guiding the horses where to run.
okay?
But um, they were wild horses talaga. They're not domesticated.
Nice. Okay.
So you just choose which horses you want to shoot. Kasi there's so many, like about 200 or 300.
Horses.
Yeah.
But so you're telling me that when you go there, there is already a site, parang there's a viewing area already that you can stay, and then the horses will be brought to you, or do you have to look for the horses?
Yes, the horses will be brought to you. Kasi it's like it's part of the tour to shoot horses in Inner Mongolia.
Okay. Okay.
So they have designated area for photographers, and as you can see from behind the scene, the number of photographers, it was really overwhelming. It was my first time to encounter that much crowd, that many
Yeah.
photographers in
Wow,
one
look at that.
area. Imagine.
So, parang nagsisikuhan kayo dyan.
Oh yeah, they were, well, for me kasi katabi ko my friends, no, but in other areas you can hear people fighting
Really?
fighting over space, and then there were some who would try to insert themselves unmindful whether they hit your tripod, hit you, basta they could get a spot, even if you're there before they arrive.
Okay, so, Jen, sorry. Jay Halorina say, meron pong horse sounds, electric fan ata ni Jen.
Oh, sorry.
Para may tigidig daw. Oo nga naman. Actually, minessage, actually, Jen, minessage kita sa messenger na malakas yung fan mo.
Oh, sorry, I didn't.
Don't worry about it. Laugh trip ka,
Okay na,
Jay.
okay na.
Laugh trip ka. Okay, and then Chris
Yan
Magsino.
talaga yan si Jay.
Chris
Jay is a
Magsino.
very good friend. Kaya sanay na ako dyan.
Okay.
I've
So,
known Jay for 10 years na. So,
really? Okay.
yes.
He's our guest for Friday. So,
Oo nga,
fun
I'm
times.
looking forward.
Okay, and then from Argel, canvas print na daw yan, 50 by 70. Chris Magsino, pang competition na daw yan. So,
Oh, thank you.
right.
Kaso I don't join contests eh.
Actually, that's interesting. You put that in the... So, usually, when my guests... before my guests appear, I ask them for notes on their... Where, aside from their profile, on the photos and the backstories, there was one specific standout line from Jen saying that I don't join competitions, lol. So, I don't know if that was a... Why don't you join competitions, Jen?
I don't know. I just don't like the feeling of yung pagalingan.
Okay.
Where, yeah.
Okay. So, si Jay...
Although that's a personal.
That's your personal thing. Yeah, of course, I understand. Jay here is saying that I fulfilled my purpose here, guys. So, si Jay yung hype man mo eh. Okay. So, alright. And this is the long line of people taking photos. Wow, grabe. Okay.
Hindi nga lang kita lahat, but this is a panorama shot. I think rough estimate lang like around 500 photographers.
500 photographers.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they were well equipped, as in they have big lenses, bigger than mine. Naka 1DX, naka talagang high-end cameras. But problem is they would peep into your shot, trying to check your settings. So you would know that, yeah, you would know na they probably don't know how to shoot. And there was one time while we were shooting this, there was a guy shouting behind us with a megaphone. He was shouting in Chinese. I don't understand. And then I asked my friend, what was he saying? At first, I thought he was the leader of a tour group or something. He's the organizer. Yun pala, he was shouting out the settings for everyone. Like he was saying, oh, those of you who don't know how to shoot, just ask. And then there's another guy. There was another guy who said, okay, read your camera, white balance auto, aperture priority, f11, ISO 200. Okay, start shooting.
Ang galing ah. Ang galing ah.
Yeah, it was so funny and pretty much annoying at the same time kasi ang ingay eh.
Dapat nakisawsaw ka na rin, nagbigay ka ng mga maling settings para at ikaw pinakamaganda.
Yeah, sana.
Okay, and then you have a video here actually, this amazing video of how it looks. Ganda, sobrang ganda.
This is a video by my friend si Ayan Santos.
Okay, is she here in your fan page?
I
Your
think
fan
so.
chat?
Fan chat. I think so. Ayan, say hi.
Okay, yung YouTube chapter ng fan club mo.
And then the side lighting from the glow ng sunset is really nice.
Oh, tama si Jay, parang salgado naman.
It's a different experience.
Yeah. And then, so from what time to what time does this happen? Parang golden hour itong shot na to.
Yeah, golden hour lang.
Okay.
First sunset, it didn't reach twilight na. Just right after the sun went down.
Okay.
But this was done in sets kasi. So, like 5 sets, I think. The horses would run from afar, going towards you, and then they would go back, and then repeat again. So, for 5 times. So, in a way, it was amazing shooting running horses, wild horses. But on the other hand, it was kind of sad. You know, the fact na these horses
Are being used for
napapagod
that.
sila.
Yeah.
Just for photographers' delight.
That's true. Okay. I was gonna say, since I'm a wildlife photographer, but I would help them. Okay, and then you have this photo.
This is shared to us by the guy. That's the, I don't know if you can hear the audio, but the guy was, he has a mic attached to his chest. And he was shouting out the settings for everyone.
Wow. Pero why? Ang bait naman niya na he was doing this. Or it was part of the job.
Maybe. Because I think about 90% of these photographers don't know what they're doing. So that's why there's really a settings man
Wow, that's
in
amazing.
every spot.
Okay, that's
Amazing,
amazing.
no?
Oh, grabe. Na they have that many, they can afford that, but yet they don't
Mm.
understand it completely. Guys, you are watching Behind the Shot, and this is our 11th episode with Jen Perez of Jen. You can check out Jen's work if you haven't checked it out yet. Head on over to her Instagram, Jen Perez Landscapes. And Jen has showed us right now two photos. One is from Iceland and another from Inner Mongolia. And then we have this last one that she has. This last photo set. You took this on the same trip from Inner Mongolia, right?
Yes, the Great Wall shot. That was
Yes.
after our trip in Inner Mongolia. So I decided to stay behind for 4 more days.
Mm-hmm.
The rest of the group they went ahead.
Okay.
They
Okay.
went home.
So it was just
The,
you who took the Great Wall shot.
and two more of my
Okay.
friends.
All right.
We stayed behind.
So my question is, the first time I saw this photo, Jen, was how did you achieve it na walang tao?
We went there kasi timing National Day of China. So
Okay.
it's like you would expect. I didn't know that it was National Day of China only when we were there, and then my friend told me about it. So I was kind of expecting, wow, I mean, bad timing. Diba? You would expect that parang like in Inner Mongolia, that probably be crowded
Yeah.
again. But for some reason, China Day kasi is on October 1. So they
Okay.
celebrated for 1 week. And
Okay.
then for some reason, like I guess everyone was required to attend an event in celebration of National Day. That's
Mm-hmm.
why it was pretty much empty. There were a few tourists around, but it's pretty much empty. We had the
Okay.
place by ourselves.
Okay. And then this was the case for the whole week or just for that single day that you were there?
Just for the single day, just for this one. There are a few tourists passing by in front of the frame, but I was shooting at long exposure, so um, you don't capture the
Yeah.
as long as the people are moving,
Okay.
they won't be captured in the frame.
Okay. And then you're using the same camera that you had with the Inner Mongolia that shoot.
But this was taken with the wide angle at the 1024.
1024. Okay.
Mhm.
So let's look at the other photos that you have here. Uh, all right. And you also have this Milky Way shot.
And we after sunset, we decided to stay behind. Although the park, the wall closes at 5 p.m., but you can stay naman. They won't ask you to leave kasi
Mm-hmm.
there's nobody guarding the place.
Right.
Only at the entrance. So
Oh.
we decided to stay behind to shoot the Milky Way. But
Okay.
the problem was it was while you were there
Mm-hmm.
at night. It's really dark. You can't see anything.
Okay.
But as soon as you start shooting with long exposure, I was surprised to see that there were the light pollution was very evident that time.
Oo nga eh. I can see there dun
Mm.
sa ano. So wala siya when you were there, when you yung ano, naked eye it's not there.
Naked eye, it's not there.
Okay. At around
Mm.
what time
This,
was this? Did you take the shot?
this was early pa, like 6 past 6 or something.
Okay.
Kasi as you can see, there's still the sunset glow
Mm-hmm.
present.
Right.
Yeah, this was a combination of several frames. No, I took because one shot you can really see the details of the Milky Way. So what I did, I blended like 5 or 6 images of the same frame.
Mm-hmm.
I took like for parang time lapse, and then I blended the shots to make the Milky Way more detailed,
I
make
see.
it more.
Okay. And then there was no problem saying here, no one asked you to leave and you weren't locked in Ren. So this is something that people can actually look forward to doing.
Yes, yeah. You
Okay.
can. I mean, as long as you're not scared of the dark. Pero it wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't scary naman. It was actually peaceful
Right.
because
Okay.
it was so quiet.
Okay.
Nature sounds lang.
And you took
Oh
these
yeah,
other shots also.
yeah. From the previous photo, I'm sorry, I forgot to explain something lang
Sure.
from the Milky Way shot. As
Okay.
you can see on the yeah this one, as you can see on the left side of the frame, there's a lighted area there. That's Simatay.
Okay.
Another section of the Great Wall. Where we were at this spot is Jinshanling.
Okay.
So the Simatay is the only section of the Great Wall that's lighted at night. So when I saw this shot, I told my friends na maybe we can visit that place also kasi it would have been nice to shoot the wall that's actually lit at night
Right.
and then together with the Milky Way, diba? So we went. Um that's about an hour ride from Jinshanling.
Okay. And then these photos are from
This
that
is
area.
yeah, that area. This
Mm-hmm.
is the entrance to Gubei Water Town. Gubei Water Town is actually like a resort or a theme park that's located at the foot of Simatay section of the wall.
Mm-hmm.
The funny thing is, I mean, history, that theme park was actually, there was actually a community there. And then the government displaced them, poor people, displaced them just so they can build this town.
Okay.
This, like, kasi they wanted to uh, develop a theme park so you can pass through the town going to Simatay.
Okay.
And then they created it in a way, they constructed it in a way mimicking ancient villages in like in Qing dynasty. It was really nice.
Okay. Okay. So it was an
Mhm.
attract. They turned it into an attraction already.
Yeah,
Ganda. Ah.
yeah, there
Ganda
were
rin.
hotels there.
Okay rin to na opportunities for photography.
Yes, it's really, the place is really nice, very beautiful.
When was this
And then
again, Jen?
October.
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 Okay. And then you have this photo also, this collage. Uh,
Ah, yeah.
yeah, who is this
This is
guy?
this is Zhou Wanping. We met him in Jinshanling section of the Great Wall. I came upon this guy kasi as I was researching about my trip.
Mm-hmm.
So I read an article about this guy. He he used to be a farmer
Okay.
turned photographer. So he used to be part of the crew that was renovating or restoring parts of the Jinshanling section where
Mm-hmm.
he lived. And then he earned his way to buy his first camera. And then he's been shooting the Great Wall, as in the entire Great Wall for 30
Wow.
years. And now he owns his own hotel. That's
Wow.
actually beside our hotel when we were there.
Okay. And then he
So
was there
yeah,
signing also. They had the signing
he
thing
was
or
there also. I bought this book and then I asked him to sign.
mm-hmm.
And then what he wrote, if you can see what he wrote, it says 10,000 miles of Great Wall, only Jin Shanling is elegant.
Wow.
Yeah,
Ganda. Ganda.
it's really nice.
We have a comment here from Alan Santiago. The son-in-law of the mayor bought 3 villages to build the water town resort.
Yeah, he was there. He
With
was my
you.
companion when we
Mm.
went to.
Okay, I see. Okay, and then so these are the photos that you showed. Were you planning on making any trips this year before everything happened?
um Well, just part of Zone 5 trip. We have this OTS kasi we'll call it OTS. It's like a out of town and outside of the country trip that's
Mm-hmm.
part of the club activity. And one of the locations is Siquijor.
Nice. Okay.
So we're supposed to go there but canceled.
Okay.
Which is okay lang.
We have some guests actually viewers who are starting out in photography. My question is
Mhm.
Jen, number one, do you have any tips for them who want to take up landscape photography? And second, does your group provide any workshops? Do you do any trips? I mean, not now, but obviously when everything resumes.
Um, our group, no. Kasi Zone 5 Camera Club is, our activities kasi mainly involves photo contest monthly.
Okay.
So, and then these trips are just part of the activity, your opportunity to shoot part of the contest. So, but we don't really have workshops
Okay.
where they can learn.
Okay.
But for those who plan to venture into landscape photography, um, my my advice would be just do a lot of research about the locations that you're going. You know, make use of technology, and then once it's, and also it's not about the gear. Make use
Yes.
of what you currently have. Like they say, it's not the Indian, it's not the pana, but the Indian,
Okay. Yeah,
something.
that's true.
It's really true.
Okay.
Although you can do so much more with the high tech pana, diba? But at the beginning, just make use of what you have. And
Right.
then thirdly, lastly,
Yeah.
listen to critics. Don't be afraid to listen to like negative criticisms, or whether negative or positive. Be open to them because that's the only way you can learn.
Okay. Wise words from Jen. Jen, we have a video here. Wow. Sobrang laki
Yeah,
tao.
yeah. That's in Simatay. So in that Gubay Water Town, that's actually about 45 minutes walk from the entrance to the foot of this section of the wall. And then when you arrive at the jump off, you have to ride a cable car going up. And then from the cable car, you have to walk another 30 minutes to reach this exact spot. So I
Okay.
was hoping, diba, earlier, I mean, the day before, I thought, Jane Shanlig was pretty empty because it was National Day. So I thought it would be the same for this area, but unfortunately, everybody was there. So yeah, we didn't stay long. I just took a
Yeah.
photo with my phone of what you can see from this section,
Okay.
and then we went on.
Okay. So hindi ka na nag-attempt to take a photo here.
No, hindi na. Useless
Okay.
eh. You can't really move. And then everybody was, you know, everybody was noisy, and I don't know what they're doing there. Yung iba, tambay lang.
Right. Okay. Sabi ni Jay ulit, Miss Jen, ang ganda po ng headphones nyo. Does it have built-in minion sounds? So
Oh
actually,
yeah, here.
so Jen, and I believe your shirt is also minion.
Yeah.
Nice. And if you look at your profile photo here, it is also, di
Yeah,
ba? Ito
that's a
sa
minion beanie.
naka-minion ka rin.
Mm-mm.
Ayan, oh, there, it's a beanie.
Yeah.
So
I
you
don't
bring
really
that,
like minions.
okay, so you bring that wherever you go.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Well, there you have it, guys. That is our episode with Jen. So Jen showed us photos from her trip to Iceland. That's an amazing first set of photos for this episode. And then she also showed her photos of the wild horses in Inner Mongolia. And then finally, her sunset photo from the Great Wall. So if you want to see more of Jen's work, head on over to her Instagram, Jen Perez Landscapes, and see all of it there. Prepare to be blown away. I know VJ and I were. So VJ is the guy who was helping me out with who we should have as a guest here on this show. So Jen, yeah, okay. So Jen, thank you for joining us in Behind the Shot. Sorry, we don't have enough time left. Thank you very much. Is there anything you want to say for your fans here now on the YouTube
Well,
channel?
first of all, thank you very much, Noel, for having me, for inviting me, and to my fans, Nax, to my friends, thank you, thank you for being very supportive, and I hope you found it interesting. Yeah,
Very. The stories are very interesting. So
thank you.
Jen, please stay first there in our conversation. No, don't leave yet. I will just close the episode. I'll get back to you. I'll just close this show. All right, Jen.
Okay,
Thank you very much for joining us here
thank
in
you,
Behind the Shot.
Noel.
Bye. All right, guys. That was episode 11 of Behind the Shot with very talented Jen Perez. Up next, sorry, is on Friday. We have our hype man right now, Jay Halorina. who is who will be joining us on Friday. And Jay, dapat ganito ka kaingay when you when when you appear on Friday. So Jay actually is from the same high school as me. We were both from Don Bosco, Makati, and it would be great to have. I'm excited for it kasi may busko tayo dito sa episode natin. Yes, and if you want to see more of my work, head on over to Noel Guevara Photo. It's more conservation, wildlife though, and underwater. It's not landscape. I am trying to learn landscape. That's why I'm gonna join Jay for his landscape workshops, and also Chris Magsino and Win Magsino. And also, if you like this video, please hit like, subscribe, and hit that bell. And again, if you are interested in getting caps, head on over to my website, noelguevara.com, so that you can help us fund a season 2 and probably have Jen again here to talk more about her stuff, the other photos that she has in her portfolio. And that's it, guys. Thank you very much for joining us. Behind the Shot is brought to you by Deity Microphones. And I will see you guys on Friday. And I apologize again for the technical difficulties. Grabe, ang bigat kasi ng guest natin today. So that happened. Thank you, guys. Cheers.